Hello lovelies. Today we're going to start sourdough. If you don't love sourdough, skip ahead. But I love sourdough. Sourdough everything. Sourdough bread, sourdough pancakes, sourdough cinnamon rolls, sourdough muffins are my favorite. Okay, so I'm going to get my starter going. I don't have a starter right now. It's been a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a half a cup of warm water, half a cup-ish, all right? We're going to take 1 tablespoon of our yeast. That's all the yeast you need. This is going to make a lot of starter. Just one and done, good for any sourdough baked good you want to do. So we're just going to kind of whisk that in a bit. Right. Now, to feed it, I like to use honey. Should have tipped this upside down. After we add our tablespoon of honey, we're going to add the rest of our water. Pardon the honey bubble. Pardon me trying to break stuff in my kitchen. I'm going to whisk in that honey. Now, with anything yeast, you want your water to not be too hot, or you're going to kill it. And the whole point of yeast is to let it grow, live, breathe. So that's what we're doing. Okay, whisk in your honey. Add the rest of your 1.5 cups of water. So it's a total of 2 cups of water. Then we're going to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You can use all kinds of different flour. You just want, I don't have experience with gluten-free flour for this. I just use your basic unbleached all-purpose flour. Okay, you notice I have a big thing. This is gonna get huge. This is gonna be a lot of sourdough starter. The thing with sourdough starters is you need to be patient. You need to let it grow and ferment. Okay, that is relatively smooth. And that's that. That is, ta-da, starter. That's it. So you just want to keep this in a warm place so that way it grows and feeds. Now, this lid is so warped that it does not create an airtight lid because you need this to breathe. Okay? Now, no, it sounded tight, but it's not. It's completely, it is not leak proof. It will, if this grows too much, it will pop the lid off, and that just depends on how much canning I'm going to be doing. I know I got a project planned, so it'll get warm in here. It is September 4th, so about 5 days, we'll check it. I'm going to keep it over in the corner on the counter here by the witch's grade poison, aka kosher salt. I'm not putting salt in it. No, no, no. I'm just going to put it over by the salt, okay? So I'll bring you back when it's time to make something with it. And I'm really leaning towards muffins because that sounds so good right now. Some nice sourdough muffin. And if you've never had a sourdough muffin, you're missing out. You got to give it a try. So good. All right, see you in a few days. Okay, so bringing you back really quickly because while I was sitting in the living room crocheting like I do, see this? Okay, maybe it's a little warm in the kitchen. It's already the 8 cup mark. don't know how many cups this thing holds. We're going to put it in here. It's bigger. But I'm not going to screw the lid on. I'm just going to take a tea towel and a rubber band to hold it in place, because I have cats who will maybe rub up against it and knock the towel off. So rubber band in place is a good idea. Now, I got inspired to do, I know I'm making a mess, sourdough again after, and then it's been about 2 years-ish. Because of Anna over at the Fermented Homestead channel, putting on a sourdough collaboration. Now the video, her video I watched, and Tulilu Creates video I watched just now while keeping an eyeball on this. They didn't use yeast or sugar. It was just flour and water. That's not how I was taught to do it as a child. It was flour, water, honey, and yeast. All right. Now, I did see on Anna's video where she did a rubber band. This is bubbling and brewing like crazy. She did a rubber band here to watch, to make sure it was growing. I don't think I'm gonna have that problem, but I have lots of experience with sourdough. It's just been a while with homeschooling Logan and picking up the hobby of my newest hobby of home food preservation, aka canning. That's not tight enough. I don't trust these cats. There. All right. I'm gonna do that so that way I can watch from where I'm sitting. Put it back in this little dark corner. I had to turn the light on to the camera, but it's in the dark corner. Behind it you can see my witch's brew and my seasonings, my mortar pestle. So let me turn off the light. You can see a little dark back there. It's away from the window. It's a nice cloudy, rainy day. I don't remember it getting that big before. It's the same recipe for generations, so hopefully I'll see you in 5 days. Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to Chrissy Cooking at Home. I'm Chrissy, and I know I've already attached a couple of videos from a few days ago when I started my sourdough starter. Very old recipe. I've been watching the Fermented Homestead collaboration of Fall into Sourdough. Nobody has started their starter the way I did. They are using the yeast spores that are in the air. It's not how I was taught to do it. And I've never had a starter fail. Or die. So here's my starter. I stirred it about 2, sometimes 3 times a day. 3 times if I remembered, but definitely 2 around lunch and dinner. If I remember in the morning when things are a little more hectic, I would stir it, but not always. Logan's homeschooled and we got stuff to get done, and we both operate best early in the morning. So here is my starter. You can see where I've splooshed it up. Can you see the bubbles? See bubbles? Focus camera. There we go. beautiful bubbles. I have not stirred it since this morning. It's 11:30 now. I've not stirred it since about 6. So now we get to make something with it, and it smells nice and sourdough. It smells. Okay, so when I take out my needed amount for this recipe of sourdough blueberry muffins, yum, so excited, I will then replenish this with 3/4 cup flour, 3/4 cup water, and a teaspoon, no, that's not right, half a teaspoon of sugar. I know I started it with honey, but I always fed it with just granulated sugar. So the flour and the sugar feeds it. The sugar really feeds it. Now, in a few days, I will stick this in the fridge. That's why I've always done it. So that way it doesn't grow mold. After, depending on how warm it is, how much it grows, and it's grown quite a bit, 5 to 10 days after I start it is when I can use it. It'll be nice and sour flavor. And then at the 10-day mark, I'll feed it one more time, whether I take any out or not, because my container's big enough. I'm going to feed it with 3/4 cup flour, 3/4 cup water, and a half a teaspoon of sugar. Stir it really well, and then stick it in a smaller container than this and stick it in my fridge. This is my pickled egg container. So currently it's not pickling anything, it's fermenting. So it smells amazing. So let's get on with the muffins, shall we? So we're going to do our dry ingredients first, alrighty? Now this recipe is like from when I was born, early 80s. So we're going to sift our dry ingredients together so we get a nice fluffy light muffin. Scoop and level. We have 1 cup all-purpose flour. This is unbleached. Use what you have. And then this is going to be 3/4 cup level all-purpose flour into my great-grandmother's sifter. Put those aside. Close the flour. We're done with the flour for this project. Oven is preheated. And you know what else I forgot looking over at the oven? Apron. Little flour on my black shirt. That's not bad. Right? That's not bad at all. I know the apron makes me feel like, ooh, that's getting kind of frayed. It makes me feel like I look heavier on camera, but, you know, I'd rather look heavier than make my clothes be coated in food. That's what aprons are for. One more light. It is a cooler, not cold, it's still kind of summerish for us here in upstate New York. It's September 6th, 2022, and it is kind of rainy, drizzly kind of day. Some people cannot bake on rainy days. I have the best luck, usually. I say that now, watch, this turns out horrible for whatever reason. Anyways, point being, we're sifting our dry ingredients. Figured we could use a little light. We're gonna do a level quarter cup of granulated. I use granulated white sugar. It's your basic stuff I get from Members Mark in a big old 10-pound bag. Okay, now we need baking powder, and the surprising thing is we don't need salt. I always put salt in my baked goods, in my sweets, but not this. No. Got our egg, we got our milk, we got our oil. Yeah. 2.5 teaspoons. So 1, 2, and a half. Sift it together with whatever sifting device you have. This just happens to be from my great-grandmother. If you watched many not many, but if you watch my other baking videos with the pineapple cookies or the applesauce cookies, those were from my great-grandmother. This sourdough dates back to my grandmother. All right, so that's sifted together. We're gonna put it aside. Now, this measuring cup, I'm gonna put in a 1/2 cup of milk. Sometimes I use 2%, sometimes I use whole. Depends on what I can get my hands on at the store. Then we have 1/3 cup of your basic vegetable oil. You can use canola oil. Do not use olive oil. We have 1 well-beaten egg, slightly frothy. Now, we're going to take 1/2 cup of our sourdough starter and put it in with our liquid. Okay. Just the starter alone is making me like drool, like salivate, like, oh. Sky's opened up and the angels are singing. All right, whisk those together. Put up the baking powder. Don't need it. Now I have a 12-cup muffin tin that I lined with muffin paper cups, and then I spritzed each one with a little bit of nonstick spray, and then I sprayed up and down the pan between the holes with nonstick spray. I think I saw that on the Paula Deen episode way back when. Might have been Rachel. No, not Rachel Ray. To help wipe up any droopy droops on your muffin pan before you throw it in the oven. I preheated my oven to 400. I have it on my convection setting, and this is the first time I'm doing these muffins in my new oven, my convection oven. I've only had this for a couple of years now, about 2.5, and it's been 2 years or more since I've done some sourdough. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I got busy homeschooling Logan. So, make a well, pour in your liquid, scrape out all the goodness, and then stir it together. Like with any quick bread, you don't want to overmix, and we still have to add blueberries. Now, I always just kind of, all right, that is combined. See? Nice and lumpy. You want it lumpy. You want the lumps. Take your lumps. Okay, these are Dole blueberries from Washington, it says. Yada yada. Where's my colander? I like to wash my fruit right before I use it, but I'm going to measure it first. We're going to start with, you know what? I want lots of blueberry. So we're going to do a cup. I'm going to measure a cup into my little colander, pluck off some blueberry stems. Ooh, my ear's ringing. Somebody must be talking about me. Hope it's good things. Okay, now I'm just gonna kind of, can you see me shaking here? So clean dishes behind it. I haven't gotten around to putting it away yet. I'll get to it, but at least they're clean, right? Don't get me wrong, I still have some dirty dishes because we've had breakfast. Just picking out the stems. So these are fairly dry. They're not like super soaked moist. I don't see any wrinkly ones. Some of them are decent size. Okay, 1 cup. Decent size blueberries. Fold it in gently. Are you getting excited? Like my mouth is literally watering right now. All right. Come here, lovelies. See? over here. Ignore my dirty stovetop because I haven't cleaned it yet this morning. I'll get to it. Everything is at, and I will get to it. This is my muffin or cupcake scoop, so it's like the large scoop from Pampered Chef. I do about 1 scoop in each. They're nice and full there. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce, baby. We're getting this party going. I wonder if we'll have any party crashers. It's all right. We got food for them too. I'm not a fan of cooking small, and making 12 muffins is small for me, but with my small tummy, I'll be lucky if I can eat half a muffin. It'll be worth it. Sorry, my camera skills will get better, you guys, I promise. Okay. I actually have enough batter in here for 1 more muffin, but I'm not going to pull out a muffin tin for 1 muffin, so I'm going to kind of go back over some of the ones that look kind of sparse. So some of the muffins might be bigger than others. Little sparse. There's no blueberries on top of that one, but that's okay. They're in there. I don't want to waste this lovely sourdough. It smells amazeballs. And I did not slop any in between, but you can see where I did the nonstick spray. I'm just going to take a paper towel and wipe that off as best I can before popping in the oven. So I'm going to bake these up, and I will bring you back because I'm not sure how long they're going to take in a convection oven. So I will tell you when they come out, no time elapsed for you, how long I baked them in a convection oven. You may need to do it longer in a conventional oven. You basically want to bake a muffin until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. So I'm going to start with 10 minutes and see how that gets me. Magma, don't jump on me. Let's get them away from the muffins. Oh, Magma. Say hi, Magma. Say hi to the peeps. Say hi to the lovelies. He loves jumping on people's shoulders. He's like a cat parrot. If we were pirates, he would be our parrot. He's getting down. Alright, get closer to the muffins. I'm going to put them in. Be right back. Okay, they are out of the oven. I ended up doing a total of 16 minutes on convection setting at 400 degrees. And they are perfect. What do you think? You think they look perfect? Some of them are a little taller because I did, you know, top them off a bit. I immediately took them out of their pan so they would immediately cool. Nothing worse than an overbaked muffin. We don't want an overbaked muffin. Definitely not. Okay, so I'm going to move this to my stovetop. There. Okay. Alright, lovelies. Because I gave it a nice little spritz, no fail to completely come out. Nice big, still hot. I mean, I just took them out. And you see the statement, I just took them out, but look how fluffy and moist. That's what you want, a fluffy, moist muffin. Perfect. I'm a happy girl. Now, sometimes I like this to be a little sweeter, but I really wanted the sourdough to come out today. So if you wanted a little sweeter, the muffin itself, double the sugar. That's all you gotta do. The blueberries aren't too tart. I should have tasted one before I baked them, but I didn't. They're not too tart. not the greatest flavorful things, but they do taste like blueberries. So it is September. I don't know if that's blueberry season or not. I don't grow berries. So there you go, lovelies. It is fall into sourdough. So I will hashtag that. Check out Anna, at Fermented Homestead, her playlist for the channels that are contributing to sourdough. She has a variety of people who are extremely successful with sourdough, people who have always failed with sourdough, all different kinds, and anywhere in between. And they're sharing recipes and how their starter's doing. It's only been 6 days, but it's been really fun. So for September, it's fall into sourdough. So if you decide to do a sourdough recipe and you want to make a video and put on your YouTube, just hashtag fall into sourdough. Let Anna know that you were inspired. Okay? Till next time.